$500 million. That's how much money gets printed every day by the US government. In some way or another, you get a piece of that. But there's a catch. The more money they print, the less valuable the one in your pocket is. So that begs the question, what's the point of doing that? Because if you have less money, then everyone else has less money. So less shit gets bought, right? The government prints money to keep the economy moving. When times get tough, like during a recession or a crisis, they pump more cash into the system to encourage spending and investing. It's kind of like their emergency lever, but there's a downside. When too much money floods the market, everything costs more. Your dollar doesn't stretch as far because there's way more of it now. That's inflation. Here's a simple way to see it. This Pixel wants to buy a Hellcat for $60,000, but let's say Dodge stops making Hellcats. So now there's fewer cars, but the same amount of people still want one, making each Hellcat double, if not triple, its original price. But sometimes inflation is actually useful. One of those times was in 2008, the biggest financial crisis since the Great Depression. Banks were handing out loans to people they knew couldn't afford them. And when those loans kept rising in value, people couldn't pay them back, causing a wave of house foreclosures, which then triggered an even worse chain reaction. Banks lost billions of dollars. Big companies collapsed, and the system was, well, it was fucked. The whole financial state of the country was crashing down, and the government had to do something to stop it. They knew they can't just print more money to buy these institutions, because that would cause a shit ton of inflation, but they were out of options. So the Fed created TARP, the Troubled Asset Relief Program. It was a massive $700 billion bailout designed to buy toxic loans and keep the banks alive. And to really put it simply, it worked. The financial Armageddon was prevented, but everything has a cost. Everyone who wasn't a stockbroker or an insurance agent lost their homes, jobs, and savings. The government, on the other hand, didn't care. People were spending more money than ever, and it caused the longest bull run in US history, with the stock market going up more than 400%. So inflation isn't bad all the time, just most of the time. Please subscribe.